Welcome to MobilePhoneTraining.co.uk. We're here again today talking to you about the LG Viewty or the KU990. We're going to think it's important to talk to you about the basic setup in more detail because we're going to be looking at how to scroll on the LG Viewty and how the scrolling works, and a bit about the menu system as well and how it's all set up. So, again, as always, you have your unlock key on the side of the handset, which is the same side as the switch, which is the camera, video camera and gallery viewer. So what we do is we tap, when the screen's black like this and you can't see anything, you tap the unlock button twice, once to bring the phone to life or once to unlock your keypad. Now, some of the menu system will be different depending on which network variant you're using. We're using a generic variant, which is normally a variant used by people like O2. So, when you tap the middle of the screen, you'll see some floating arrows, and if you rub your finger along one of the floating arrows, you get this 9-axis quick shortcut home screen on the front. Now on here, what you can do is you can access some of the commonly most used functions. It's not customizable, it's preset by the engineers at LG. So things like browser, new messaging, alarm clock, memo, Bluetooth. Those are some of the key things that we probably use, and obviously games and apps. What we can do now is just rub our finger along the arrow and let that disappear, and that's how you make it appear and disappear. Now you'll notice at the bottom of the screen we have our menus, well, like a menu bar, which is the menu, then you've got the caller or the dialing button, then you have the messaging, and then you have phone book. If you were to press menu, for instance, it takes you into the main menu of the phone, in which it pretty much at the LG product breaks it all down for you, because then you have like dialing, contacts, messaging, and then of course you have the call logs to see your received, missed and all calls. Then you've got the multimedia menu, which houses some of the things like the camera, the movie studio, which is available on this handset, things like FM radio, games and apps, music player, those kind of things will be inside here. As you tap again, you go into like the organization settings, so browser, organizer or calendar. Then you'll have things like tools and alarm clocks and so forth, and memos. And then the last one is going to be settings, things like phone settings, flight mode, connection settings, Bluetooth, profiles and so forth. So all that will be inside this menu. So this is like the menu system. If we were to go into like phone settings, then you start to get into the actual menu, and as you can see there's a scroll bar down the side. Now to scroll on the LG Viewty, there's two ways. To scroll down, you hold it and you flick up, and it's as simple as that. So you hold it and flick up. Now to scroll up, what you have to do is hold it at the top and then flick down, and then it makes that funny bleeping sound, and when it makes that bleeping sound, you know you've reached the end of that menu. So again, to scroll down, you flick and you scroll up, and to scroll up, you flick and you scroll down, and that's exactly what you do. Now there is another thing that you can do. On the LG, they have this unique jog wheel at the back, which is around the same, which is the circumference around the camera. Now by flicking this left or right, this allows you not only to zoom in and out of pictures, but to zoom in and out of web pages. It also gives you the ability to scroll up and down the menu to make it a lot easier for yourself. So we're in the phone settings menu, and I'm flicking it now from the center to the right. So it's scrolling through the menu, and I'm going to flick it to the left, and it will go back down the menu. So it gives you an extra functionality to allow you to scroll through this menu that you have on the handset. The same thing again for your names and numbers that are stored in your phone book. So if I go into search, same thing again, I can flick and scroll through my names and numbers in my phone book, and flick and scroll back up, and if I get to the top, it should make that bleeping sound again. So if I wanted to use the jog wheel at the back of the handset, which is just here, like so, I'm going to flick and scroll through, and I can see myself going through all my names and numbers that are in my phone. So very, very quick, very intuitive, very, very simple and easy to do. Another thing about the menu system is this is how you quickly dial your numbers. If you want to do things like video calling, you dial the number and then you press that option there, which allows you to go into video calling mode, and then you start doing some video calling, but we'll go into more detail about that in another tutorial. Press the envelope, takes you into your menu settings again, flick and scroll to get to the top, flick and scroll again to get down to the top. From the top to the bottom. You press the back arrow to come out of that, and then you've got your phone book, of course, which we've just shown you. So that's a bit about the menu system and how to scroll on the LG Viewty or KU990, and that was brought to you by MobilePhoneTraining.co.uk. Thank you.